Let us now consider the solutions which exhibit negative deviation. Here, the total vapor pressure of the solution will be lower than that predicted by Rowlett's law. Why is the total vapor pressure of the solution lower? This is because here the AB interactions are stronger compared to AA or BB interactions. Since AB interactions are stronger, the molecules will not be able to escape easily as vapors. Thus, it means less vapors are formed. So, the total vapor pressure will be lower than that predicted by Rowlett's law. AB interactions are stronger here. It means the AA or BB interactions are weaker. So, in this type of non-ideal solution, that is which exhibits negative deviation, AB interactions are stronger. We can also say that AA or BB interactions are weaker compared to AB interactions. Since AA and BB interactions are weaker, the total vapor pressure of the solution will be lower than that predicted by Rowlett's law. A mixture of phenol and aniline exhibits negative deviation. In phenol, the different phenol molecules are associated by intermolecular hydrogen bonds. This is formed between hydrogen of one phenol molecule with the oxygen of the next phenol molecule. Similarly, in aniline, there will be intermolecular hydrogen bonds. But here, it is between the hydrogen of one aniline molecule with the nitrogen of the next aniline molecule. But when phenol is mixed with aniline, new hydrogen bonds will be formed between aniline and phenol. It is the hydrogen of phenol which forms the hydrogen bond with nitrogen of the aniline. The new hydrogen bonds formed between phenol and aniline can be taken as AB interactions. These interactions are stronger than the intermolecular hydrogen bonds present between phenol molecules, that is AA, and aniline molecules, that is BB interactions. So here AA-BB interactions are weaker. Therefore, the total vapor pressure of the solution will be lower than that predicted by Rowlett's law. Therefore, we can say that mixture of phenol and aniline exhibits negative deviation. Here you can see the graph which shows positive deviation and negative deviation. The graph given on the left hand side is for positive deviation and the graph given on the right hand side is for negative deviation. How did you know that the graph is for positive deviation? Because the black lines are drawn above the green ones. Similarly, see the graph given on the right hand side. It is for negative deviation. How did you know that it shows negative deviation? The black lines are drawn below the green ones. Therefore, it is for negative deviation. We have now studied about two types of non-ideal solutions. Solutions which show positive deviation and those which show negative deviation. The solutions which show large positive deviation form minimum boiling azeotrope and solutions which show large negative deviation form maximum boiling azeotrope. 95% ethanol is an example for minimum boiling azeotrope. 95% ethanol will boil at a constant temperature and it will have the same composition in the liquid and the vapor phase. So, in 95% ethanol, 5% water cannot be removed by fractional distillation. Maximum boiling azeotrope. The solutions that show large negative deviation from Rowlett's law form maximum boiling azeotrope. 68% nitric acid is an example. Next topic which you have to study in this chapter is colligative properties. What are colligative properties? These are properties that depend on the number of solute particles irrespective of their nature relative to the total number of particles present in the solution. There are four colligative properties. relative lowering of vapor pressure, depression of freezing point, elevation of boiling point, and osmotic pressure. Let us see how relative lowering of vapor pressure can be considered as a colligative property. According to Rayleigh's law, P1 is equal to chi1 into P1 naught. What is P1? It is the vapor pressure of the solvent in solution. Now what is P1 naught? It is the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. Out of P1 and P1 naught, which is lower? P1 is lower because P1 is the vapor pressure of the solvent in solution. The vapor pressure of the solvent in a solution will be lower than the vapor pressure of the pure solvent. So P1 is less than P1 naught. Let delta P1 be the change in vapor pressure. So delta P1 will be equal to P1 naught minus P1. But we know that P1 is equal to chi1 into P1 naught. So substitute for P1. Now the equation becomes delta P1 is equal to P1 naught minus chi1 into P1 naught. Or delta P1 is equal to P1 naught into 1 minus chi1. What is 1 minus chi1 equal to? Chi2. So the equation becomes delta P1 is equal to P1 naught into chi2. We have delta P1 is equal to P1 naught into chi2. Now divide both sides of the equation by P1 naught. So it becomes delta P1 by P1 naught is equal to P1 naught and P1 naught gets cancelled. So on the other side it will be equal to chi2. But what is delta P1 equal to? P1 naught minus P1. So delta P1 by P1 naught is written as equal to P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught, which is equal to chi2. So that is the final equation. P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught is equal to chi2. What is chi2 equal to? N2 by N1 plus N2. Now for a dilute solution, N1 plus N2 can be taken as nearly equal to N1. So chi2 becomes equal to N2 by N1. But what is N2 equal to? W2 by M2. And what is N1 equal to? W1 by M1. So when you substitute for N2 and N1, the final equation will be P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught is equal to W2 into M1 by W1 into M2. Thus we find that the relative lowering of vapor pressure depends only on the number of solute particles. So relative lowering of vapor pressure can be considered as a colligative property. It is most important to note that it is a relative lowering of vapor pressure which is a colligative property. P1 naught minus P1 by P1 naught represents relative lowering of vapor pressure and it is a colligative property. Whereas P1 naught minus P1 is only lowering of vapor pressure and it is not a colligative property.